plus JPO, plus Eric, plus Brian.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some brackets.
Wiggity wiggity.
Yeah, I love doing brackets. It's one of those things. It's hard to coordinate, but behind the scenes of how you want to do it. I finally found an app, and then I decided I'm going to do banners to pop them up on screen to make them look interesting. So with that said, Eric, just real quick, what are your thoughts on brackets as a whole?
Brackets are fun when you can make it quick.
Brian, speaking of making it quick, hey yo.
Brackets are fun when they're less than 4 hours.
Jay, speaking of 4 inch, Jay, how you feeling?
4 inches, you better double that and then divide it by 3.
Max.
Don't do that.
Tato.
I think that's like 2 3/5 or something.
You're not allowed to say those numbers.
I do it a lot considering. Anyway,
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
No, the word cotton's in the fucking quote.
JPO, how you feeling?
I only do brackets that are only 4 hours. If we don't go 4, I'm leaving.
Exactly.
I'm leaving here.
And she's leaving.
Exactly.
It was the random acts of Tato lore that made her leave.
Facts. All right. So with that said, what we're doing, at least for the first one, is we're doing my top 32 movies, just an extension of Henry birthday week. If you're paying attention,
I
the
can't wait
next
to see Stand By Me on here.
the next one's going to be the 21st century R-rated comedies, but we're starting off with this. So I'm going to reveal these out of order, so the round 2 matchups aren't going to be exact. I ordered them based on just good round 1 matchups. So leave it at that. I'm going to be abstaining from this one, let you guys pick, and then we'll see what you guys consider the number 1 movie from my top 32. So with that said, we'll go in the order of Eric to Brian to Jay to Tato and that, and then, whatever. We'll mix up. So first matchup, starting with Eric, and then obviously, give your description on the movies, and then obviously do your vote, and then, whatever. Just obviously we don't want it to be 3 hours. So with that said, Eric, starting off with you. First matchup is Silver Linings Playbook versus Little Miss Sunshine. What are your thoughts on these movies, and which one are you picking?
I think both, but Little Miss Sunshine better. That's it.
Okay. I mean, you can have a little bit of description, like it's. Otherwise,
I haven't seen them in a while. I just remember liking Little Miss Sunshine a bit more.
Okay. Brian.
They're both movies I don't love. Silver Linings Playbook is pretty good, though. Little Miss Sunshine, I think, is kind of overrated, so I'm voting Playbook.
Okay. Wait, which one did you say, Eric? Now that I'm just kind of blanking.
He said Little Miss Sunshine.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Sunshine.
All right, and then Jay.
One is super psycho and crazy, and the other one has a grandpa who does heroin, man. Fucking... I've never wanted to punch Greg Kinnear in his face more than I have in Little Miss Sunshine. But I like
I was afraid you were going to say Abigail Breslin, by the way.
No, she didn't deserve it. As a matter of fact, her song should have been "I Ain't Fucking With You." I'm gonna go with Little Miss Sunshine on this one. And it's only
As someone who watched both of these with me, what are your thoughts?
Yep, both new to me this year in this house. Both I enjoyed both quite a bit, but Little Miss Sunshine just hit a little more. Though I will say Greg Kinnear equally punchable in Mystery Men.
It's 100% fair.
And JPO.
This is a really good first match, actually. I like both these a lot. You just like put them together because they're both like about people that are messed up a little bit, or
yeah, family mental health issues was this.
Yeah,
was this
fun round 1?
You'll see all these round 1 matchups are pretty close. At least it's something.
Yeah, I feel like I can flip flop on this one. I'll go Silver Linings tonight, though.
Yeah. Little Miss Sunshine's going to be moving on, but Silver Linings is my 19 and Little Miss Sunshine's 28. So definitely a good matchups for me. All right. We're going to start with Brian. We have 7 versus The Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, that's a good matchup right there, but I got to go with 7. It's one of my top 20 films of all time.
There you go. Jay.
What's in the fucking box, bro? Like I'll quote 7 way more than I'll quote any of the creepy shit that fucking Hannibal Lecter has ever said. You can ask my girl; I will say some creepy shit that Hannibal Lecter says. I'm just weird like that. But 7.
Tato.
That was on his bedroom.
Oh, if you've seen this, which one?
Yeah, these actually both fall into that category of like have seen in the background but haven't sat down and like and it's also been decades. Like I saw them in the late 90s, early 2000s type thing. One of these movies gave us Jason Mewes doing the tuck though, so for that I will go Silence of the Lambs.
Hey, when in doubt, Kevin Smith it out.
When in doubt, check it out.
JPO.
Yeah, I think Seven's the one I'm going to go back to more. I think it's more rewatchable, which I only use when it's a comparative movie. So yeah, I'm going to go 7.
Plus, it's got Arlie Ermy in it.
And John C. McGinnis.
And Eric.
Yeah, I would have said Silence of the Lambs. I really love both these movies. It's sad to see one or the other go, but Silence of the Lambs is my favorite out of these two. But it doesn't matter. 7 is also great.
Yeah, and then 7 is my 23, and Silence is my 30. So I also would have went Silence of the Lambs. So great choice. All right, next matchup's going to break my heart because I know where everyone's going to go, but I had to go with this matchup based on it being comparable. 7 moved on.
Okay.
This matchup, once again, I know where this is going to go, but this is just based on how comparable. I'm not going to be biased. Started with Jay, Scream versus Saw.
I'll actually rewatch Scream where I can't fucking stand Saw, so Scream.
Tato.
This is closer than you might think, but it is still Scream.
I respect that. JPO, anything nice to say about Saw?
She just asked me which I like better, which means we got to start talking more. Scream.
Eric, also, anything nice you want to say about Saw?
I really like Saw, but come on, it's not even close to me. Like, yeah, Scream is, top tier.
Yeah, I know.
The first Saw's not bad, but
It's funny JPO says that because he was just telling us that he wished he talked less. So, just saying.
Hey, shut up. I never said that. Never said that. No, I never
he
said that.
definitely said it.
Unplug your mic. Mute.
This is a no-brainer. This Scream is 1,000 times better than Saw.
You guys are fucking mean to me.
At least 500 times better.
Oh, just wait.
Yeah, like this
is coming up.
Yeah, this one's tough for me too because Saw's my 4 and Scream's my 12. You know what I mean? So I clearly love them both. But yes, Scream is going to be moving on. Starting with Tato on this one, Stand By Me versus The Breakfast Club.
Ooh. So I did mention during your trivia that I owe Stand By Me a proper rewatch because it's been a while, but this is one that I do know I have actually sat and watched. But Breakfast Club is a movie to me that means so much. I watched it as a kid. I actually watched it in my high school psychology class as well, so that added a layer of depth watching it with like a bunch of students and shit. So Breakfast Club for me, I just adore that movie all day, every day.
There you go. This one I'm actually genuinely curious on JPO's opinions. I honestly have no idea.
Well, I know it's your favorite movie now. The Big Lebowski song. No, I'm gonna go Stand By Me here. Actually, yeah, I like Breakfast Club, but Stand By Me, to me, I connect with it more, and I like the storytelling a little bit more.
Eric.
Yeah, I really like both these movies, but Stand By Me has the edge for me because it has more emotional investment. Like, we call it that. That's probably Stand By Me. Also love the song. Yeah.
There you go. And Brian, 2 movies that you saw when you were in your 30s. What are your thoughts?
No, not quite. I did see both these in the theaters. Yeah, no, I like both. Breakfast Club is fun, but yeah, Stand By Me for the same reason Eric just said. It's got a little bit more emotional weight to it and stuff, so it kind of gives it the edge.
And Jay.
Well, I mean, this is easy. This is a great movie versus a movie I can't fucking stand. I say a whole lot of shit where like I hate on movies, but like I'm just not a fan of The Breakfast Club. It just didn't hit with me the way that like it hits with a lot of people. Maybe I didn't watch it at the right time because I didn't watch it like fully until like 6 years ago when I was in my mid-20s. So like Stand By Me is always going to be that one, and I think like nostalgia wins out, but Stand By Me.
There you go. And don't worry, Jay. Next round's going to piss you off as well.
I don't doubt that.
Stand By Me is moving on. Luckily, we're starting with JPO with this one. We have Whiplash versus Rocky.
Oh, wow.
Mediocrity.
I'm a newer
Mediocrity
age
everywhere.
guy. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm a newer age guy. It's a rewatch that I've actually seen it more,
You're
and I'm
fucking
probably gonna see it
dragging
more.
JPO. Jesus Christ.
I love Whiplash. I think it's one of the
Yeah,
great
but
endings.
Jay, I thought there's actually a woman right next to you. Can you do the thing for me?
Okay. You don't gotta kiss me, but I'm gonna kiss you.
Hey,
How come when JPO says it sounds like a threat?
now take her to
So
the
does
zoo.
Rocky.
No, take her to the
Rocky
zoo.
sounds rapey.
Well, he also had her cornered. Eric, what are your thoughts on these white men? Which ones better?
What was the placement of the Breakfast Club before we?
Breakfast Club's my
continue?
11, and then obviously Stand by Me is my 1. So another
Yeah.
tough one for me.
Okay. I don't know. I'm also a newer kind of guy, but I saw Rocky for the first time more recently. Rocky's a very charming movie. I'll probably go back to Rocky more than Whiplash, although I really, really like Whiplash. I make an exception and go Rocky, but I really like Whiplash too.
Rip Grief Karga.
Brian.
This was actually tough for me because it's another one of those that I don't love either movie. I mean, I like them. I enjoyed them. Especially Whiplash. I understand the insane love for that movie that some people have. I mean, I'm glad they do, but I have nothing against it. I don't feel that same way when I watch it, but then I don't feel that much about Rocky either. I'm gonna go Rocky.
All right. Jay, let the internet hate you. Let's go.
One of these movies needs to be taken to the zoo, and the other one is Rocky. And Rocky gets my fucking vote 1,000 times out of 1,000. Holy shit, dude! I get it. I understand that people have a psychotic love for like certain Damien Chazelle movies. Whiplash just ain't it. That movie is toxic masculinity at its fucking peak. If Henry was a movie, it would be Whiplash.
In fact. And Tato, I'm actually curious. I mean, I'm sure I know where you're going, but I'm curious on just how tough it is.
It's not super tough. I mean, like the answer is there. It's obvious. It is Rocky. But I do love Whiplash a ton too, so I will give it its props. But yeah, Rocky just as a franchise and the singular movie, it is fantastic, and like also just on a like maybe if Whiplash holds for another 50 years, we'll have this discussion again.
It will. But yeah, so
Rocky
I respect
on the
that.
whole.
This one's the closest matchup. Whiplash is my 17, Rocky's my 18. So that's crazy. All right, back up to the top with Eric. The Battle of the Nolans, Interstellar versus Inception.
These are both the Nolans I actually don't really love. I like them both. Inception has the edge for me. I think it has a more fun action sequence. Like I get why Interstellar gets on the heart of so many people, but it never really truly connects with me. Interstellar, so I probably go Inception. Even if the characters in Inception, I don't really care for them. I don't care that much for them, to be honest. But I'll go Inception.
Eric hates Oprah.
Yeah. Brian, definitely curious on this one with you as well.
Well, all Nolan movies are pretentious with his head really far up his ass. But some of them are still entertaining at the same time. Others, like Interstellar, are just pretentious shit. So I'm voting for Inception.
I thought I was harsh.
Jay.
One must not be afraid to dream a little bit bigger, darling. And by bigger, I mean one of the largest black holes ever conceived by movies of all time. We're going Interstellar. I don't really care for either one of these movies, but I will watch Interstellar more than I'll watch Inception. And I think it's just like, Inception just isn't my kind of movie. I like the memes and the jokes that come out of it and the references that are made to the movie more than I actually like the movie itself. But yeah, no, Interstellar definitely gets this one, even though like love is the fucking answer.
Because it is. Tato, you haven't seen either, so what is your gut? Which one are you more intrigued to watch first?
Well, for different personally, Inception would be my go-to, though, because Interstellar is your only top 10 that I haven't seen. It might be higher on my list for that reason. I will get to both of them eventually. I will probably become Nolan perfect because I have seen probably half of his films, and like the other ones are ones I want to get to, as like these two and whatnot. So that is probably a task that will happen by the years out, but I will go with Inception and hope that it ends up a 3-1 split between the actual voters and Inception for the Leo memes.
There you go. And JPO.
Yeah, I'm going to maybe rewatch Interstellar because it didn't really grab me as much as I wanted it to. I liked it, but didn't love it. Inception, I really dug from day one, so I got to go Inception here.
I get it. I get it. Hurts, but I get it. And yeah, Interstellar has jumped up so much recently. That's my 8. And then Inception just outside the top 20 at 21.
Okay.
All right, this one's fucking going to break my heart one way or the other. Starting with Brian, we have The Departed versus LA Confidential.
Oh.
The remake of the comic book movie.
Departed is one of the few Scorsese movies I actually like.
Smart man.
LA Confidential is really good though. I guess Departed.
Jake.
Not really a fan of like the noir films, like in like LA Confidential really hits me with like that almost pulpy noir vibe. But The Departed is like, honestly, even though like I said, you know, I make fun of it for being a remake, Infernal Affairs is really good, but The Departed is like an almost perfect fucking remake, and it's really hard for that to happen. Yeah, we're gonna go with Cranberry Juice on this one.
Natural diarrhea. My girlfriend gets me on a period. Tato.
Yeah. I'm in the tank with Brian on this one. This is very tight.
Wait.
Oh man, like shit.
Right?
I'm gonna go LA Confidential, but just ever so slightly. And I I can see where The Departed is the better movie, but I cannot I'm gonna give the edge to LA Confidential here.
There you go. JPO is another one I'm curious of because I really don't feel like we've actually really talked about either of these. Like I've talked and he's listened, but I don't know if he's ever really said his piece on these. So what are your thoughts, JPO?
Here's my piece. No, kind of like last round. I like LA Confidential. I love The Departed. I think it's very rewatchable. I love the characters. That's the one I'm going to go back to. And again, it's a little more new age. Departed.
I mean, they're olly 9 years apart, but I get what you're saying in terms of like.
Well, even though like Confidential is like set in like
a
little bit.
era. It's a period piece.
Real nice.
And then Eric, obviously, you're a little outside our personal circles. You don't hear me talk about it as much. So, what are your thoughts on them if you've seen them?
Yeah, I've seen both. I really like them both. It's actually pretty hard for me. But the more I think about it, I think the pulpy stuff really grabs me from LA Confidential. And there's other Scorsese movies I like better than The Departed, so I'll probably go LA Confidential. That's it. I had to check out who the director was. I never remember his name. It's Curtis Hanson, who also did 8 Mile. Now I know that.
Yeah, you know that.
Okay. Hey, Henry, what is Mark Wahlberg tired of? Tired of something.
Hold
What
on.
was that thing?
Stop. Fuck it.
He's definitely tired.
I would say it's his best role, probably.
Fuck yourself.
I'm tired from fucking your wife.
How's your mother?
Good, she's tired from fucking my father.
There it is. Well,
That's what he was tired of.
all right. The Departed moves on. The Departed is my number 3, and LA Confidential just outside the top 20 as well, 22. Once again, I literally can't figure why it's not my favorite movie of all time. Like it literally is everything that I thought. It could be the Curtis Hanson of it. Maybe the direction is just a little flat. I don't know, but I love that movie. Obviously, some of the best writing, some of the best acting. So this one, I couldn't really think of a good theme for this, so we're just going acting juggernauts. We are starting with Eric. No, who are we starting with?
Jay,
I did that one. I started that one.
Jay.
Whatever.
Start
Yeah,
with
I think
Jay.
it's me. I think it's me.
Oof. There Will Be Blood versus A Few Good Men. Go ahead.
I don't like Daniel Plainview, but I think that's the reason. I think that's what they were going for. Like, you're not supposed to like him. He's just a terrible fucking person. Daniel Day-Lewis does a great job. A Few Good Men, though, has by far probably one of the best fucking monologues by a villain in a fucking movie. I'm gonna go A Few Good Men here. You want me on that wall. You need me on that fucking wall. A Few Good Men.
Tato, you've only seen the one. Do you love one enough to not let the prospect of the other one take over, or is it one of those where it's like, maybe I don't love this one as much, and the other one sounds cool?
No, I love the shit out of A Few Good Men, but There Will Be Blood has enough prestige around it and recommendations from the community and critics in general to where, like, I recognize that it could surpass A Few Good Men, but for the sake of it, I will stick with A Few Good Men because I do like it quite a lot.
JPO over here giving us boners. Let's go, baby. JPO. There will be boners. I mean, there will be blood.
So when you last, if I had a milkshake, I'd ask you, can you handle the milkshake? No, I'm gonna go there. A Few Good Men here. I enjoy the courtroom drama more than what goes on there.
heard
There's
he brings all the
moments
boys
more
to
than
the
the
yard.
overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Jay talked over you. Eric.
Probably my biggest blind spot is I haven't seen There Will Be Blood. I don't know why. I really like Paul Thomas Anderson. I never got to There Will Be Blood yet. So by default, I have to go A Few Good Men, which I also really like. This is the movie that has a recreation done by the WWE with John Cena in the Tom Cruise role and JBL in the Jack Nicholson role. JBL is not Jack Nicholson, but it still works for me.
I respect it. I
really need to get to There Will Be Blood. Yeah.
I recommend it. Brian, definitely curious. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you're not as high on either.
Well, one is by the worst Anderson, and the other one's a great courtroom drama. So I'm voting for A Few Good Men.
I knew Paul Thomas Anderson wasn't your guy.
First clean sweep, Few Good Men.
It's weird.
All right. This one is just the only theme I could go is popularity. Two that if they didn't face each other would probably be in the finals. Tato, starting off with you. The Dark Knight versus Pulp Fiction.
Ooh, I'm gonna give this. I do have a snap answer, but I'm gonna give it the consideration that both these movies deserve. Because like you said, popularity. Both these are well regarded and loved for the most part. I'm gonna go Pulp Fiction.
Okay. JPO.
This is a crazy tough round. I mean, much love to both, but sometimes I do this as a cop out. Luckily, I'm second. Let's just even it out. Dark Knight, y'all figure it out.
And going back to the last round, There Will Be Blood is my 32, and A Few Good Men is my 10. So I would have agreed with you guys, even though it did break my heart. Eric.
It's a little bit sad that this wasn't as hard for me as most people. The Dark Knight has gone down on rewatch for me a bit, to be honest. And from a 4.5 to a 4, so it's still a really, really good movie. But I don't know. I'll explain later. It's too much to explain. Pulp Fiction is been. I never would say it's the best Tarantino movie, but it's my personal favorite, which is a lot of people's favorite. So it's not that big of a deal. Well, probably easy for me.
Great.
Yeah. So I'll go Pulp Fiction. Yeah, obviously everybody loves Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
Brian, does this one hurt you?
No, not that much. Because The Dark Knight, I've always really liked, but I think it's like really anchored by Heath Ledger doing this iconic performance as a villain. But I think as an overall movie, I think there's definitely got some flaws to it. I didn't need the whole Two-Face story. There's some other parts, like the whole thing where he goes over to Hong Kong or wherever, I think is unnecessary. But there are things about it that are great. But Pulp Fiction keeps moving farther up in my list. It's actually in my top 3 now, I think, at this point. So Pulp Fiction.
Respect. And Jay, I want to hear you hype up Pulp Fiction instead of shitting on Dark Knight.
Well, I wasn't actually gonna do either one of those things. I was actually gonna hype The Dark Knight, because it goes up the exact opposite of Brian. It goes up every time I rewatch it, and I don't have to listen to fucking Christopher Michael Woodburn fucking bullshit and bitch and cry about shit. But Pulp Fiction is just one of those movies that's been around, and like I've seen it so many times that like the more and more I watch the movie, there are scenes that I enjoy out of it, but I don't get as much enjoyment throughout the entirety of it. Certain things become cringe, like watching Marvin get shot in the face. Accident, all you want. Say it's an accident, all you want. But we're going The Dark Knight, and I know I'm in a fucking minority on that one. But
well, not with JPO. You guys both agree. But yeah, Pulp Fiction got the 3-2. And then I'm actually with you. Dark Knight's my 14, Fiction's my 16. It's gone down, but only because I'm using like emotion as a tiebreaker, because I've noticed that's what's more important to me, how I rank things. So yeah, Dark Knight just gives me all the chills, and Pulp Fiction is just perfect start to finish in terms of like watchability.
Also, it's Mike O'Kane being his Mike O'Kaneist. What's Russian for apply your own bloody suntan lotion is by far one of my favorite lines.
Which we all know that was a front. He just didn't want to look like a perv. All right, a matchup that either of these could have gone up against the Dark Knight, but I needed to use that popularity for that one. But starting off with JPO here, we have Heat versus The Town.
Ooh, that's honestly a thinking for me here because I'm an Affleck stan.
Yeah,
Heat's really good though.
Ben Affleck.
Just to make sure it gets some love from my boy Ben, I'll go with The Town here. I really do think it's really good. I think it's also stood the test of time so far for how long it's been out.
There you go, Eric. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, so what are your thoughts on this too?
Scratch the There Will Be Blood thing. Heat is probably my biggest blind spot. I still need to see Heat.
Really?
I haven't seen it, and I have it on DVD. That's the weirdest thing. I really need to see it on a big screen. So I'm any day now I get the chance to watch it. I probably watch Heat first, so that's why I'll vote Heat. The Town doesn't appeal to me that much.
It sounds like you have a tortured dog in the background.
So have you not seen The Town, or are you picking the one you haven't seen over the one you have seen in this episode?
No, I haven't seen The Town either.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah, if I had to see one first, I'd probably see Heat.
But I would have been shocked. Brian.
Yeah, you put together a lot of good matchups. They're hard, at least in this round.
That's why I disrespected Tato's Jeopardy to start. I was doing some work, guys.
Both solid crime movies. I guess if I gotta pick the,
I'm loving this.
I think I gotta go Heat. I personally feel like Heat is like a little bit bloated. It could have been tightened up a little bit in a few spots. Could get rid of the whole his stepdaughter storyline, things like that. But
let's wrap it early.
Overall, though, it's still a better movie, I think. Although The Town is great.
Jay, you watched The Town with me recently. I don't know if you've seen The Heat anytime recently, if at all. What are your thoughts on the two, and what are you picking?
I have seen Heat because I wanted to be just like Dante and Randall, fucking Batman, criminal justice classes in college. Guess what they use to teach like SWAT tactics? That scene from Heat where they're sitting in the middle of the fucking road with level 3 plates on, and they're fucking sitting there and just dropping mags and reloading shit. That shit is fire, dude. Honestly, if it comes down to it and I have to pick and it's just gonna be like based on pure action, pure emotion, I gotta go Heat over The Town, though I love both of these movies. Both of these movies are really good. The Town was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be, honestly. Like, thank you for making me watch it. Thank you for doing the watch along on that one. Both of these movies are fire. And I love The Town, don't get me wrong, but I think Heat is overall a better movie. Brian's right. It could have been tightened up. It could have been about 20 minutes shorter than it actually is. And it would have been it's already an almost perfect movie, but I think it would have been a perfect movie.
There's a world where that would be like my number one if it was shorter. And I don't hate the 3 hour length, but I do admit that if it was shorter, it would just be higher versus its length.
But it also means less Kilmer.
Less Allstate. And Tato, did you see Heat? Remember,
I have not seen Heat, and I did see The Town recently, obviously.
You guys watched it with us.
I did. I enjoyed The Town quite a bit. However, I cannot imagine it is better than Heat with Pacino and De Niro doing their best. And having seen Tom Hiddleston play that scene by himself a bunch, like
barbecues and ball games.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually gonna go Heat here, despite it being the one I have not seen.
I respect that. I actually have The Town at my 29 and Heat at 31, so this is probably the second closest matchup. So once again, that's probably me just rewatchability, and I do love the emotion that we get from Jeremy Renner's character and then the Rebecca Hall stuff. So yeah, banger matchup. All right, I know where this is gonna go, so I'm hoping that at least this gets some love because one of these movies is mad underrated. Starting off with Eric. Yeah, starting off with Eric. Shawshank Redemption versus Shutter Island.
Damn. Haven't seen Shutter Island. There's also one of those I haven't seen. It's weird. It is kind of weird. So it's easy for me, the Shawshank Redemption. It's perfect. Pretty much. Like, I don't have much else to say. The Shawshank is perfect.
Respect. Brian.
I think Shawshank Redemption is good, but highly overrated by a lot of people. I mean, it's not like one of the best films of all time, in my opinion, but it is an excellent film. Shutter Island is not one of the few Scorsese movies I enjoy, so Shawshank still gets the vote.
See, Brian goes from really struggling with two great matchups to easily picking one and not liking really either.
No, I really liked the Shawshank Redemption. I just don't consider it like best of all time level. That's all.
That's fair. Jay.
I read the book for Shutter Island before I ever watched the fucking movie, and it made me really enjoy watching the movie that much more because I was like, oh, hey, look, this is actually a really good adaptation. Shawshank is not bad. This is not my type of movie. Like, prison movies don't do well for me. It's just it's too like bottled for me.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, flashbacks. yeah. Too many dropped bars of soap.
Bottlenecking.
Fucking starbucking, man. I'm gonna go Shutter Island on this one though. I am gonna go Shutter Island. I do like Shawshank. I just think that like Shutter Island.
There. Tato, I'm pretty sure you haven't seen Shutter Island, right?
That is correct. Like, of the things that are your jam, Nolan and Leo might be my weakest. I'm a little better at Leo, just like because I've seen a lot of his big shits, Titanic and whatnot, obviously. Django, other his Tarantino shit I've seen. I don't have the movie chips to pick a fight with Brian, but I'm going to disagree with him. I do think Shawshank is pretty damn close to perfect and one of the best movies ever. And obviously, consensus agrees with me, I think. But so yeah, Shawshank, because it's just one of those rare ones that is damn near close to perfect.
Objectively,
even though I don't like personally, it's not a personally Jake Tato movie, but yeah, it's just that good.
Yeah,
to where you recognize greatness.
No, it's like whether you hate him or love him, LeBron James is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Like, Tom Brady, one of the best football players of all time. JPO, Shawshank.
Take a joke,
but you can definitely Shawshank and Shutter Island.
Yeah, Shutter Island I think is pretty good. I think it's also worth a good rewatch if you haven't seen it in a minute. But yeah, I gotta go Shawshank. I am definitely one of those people, even late to the party, I thought actually lived up to the ultimate hype.
Fuck yeah. All right, Brian, let's see how you can break my heart with this one. By the way, Shawshank's my 7 and Shutter Island's my 15, so it's definitely a brutal one for me. Brian, The Big Lebowski versus The Nice Guys.
Two great comedies. But I gotta go with The Nice Guys. I mean, that one has gone further and further up my top 100 for a while now. I mean, especially Gosling, but Crow as well, are just perfect in this. You know, it's got that Shane Black dialogue and everything I love to it. Big Lebowski, I think that Jeff Bridges is perfect in that movie. John Goodman is perfect in that movie. It's just once you get into a lot of the fringe characters in that movie, don't do it as much for me. Like when you get into like the nihilists and some of that kind of stuff, and it kind of gets a little weird for my taste. But I mean, I still very much love the movie. But Nice Guys takes it for me.
That's right. Jay.
This aggression will not stand, man. This aggression will not stand. I have not fully finished The Nice Guys. I will be upfront about it. It's one of those movies that I always catch. Either it's in your background or like if I'm randomly scrolling through like TV and I'll catch it and I laugh. But The Big Lebowski, that movie is strongly fucking vaginal, bro. Secret Tunnel. Plus, I fucking hate the Eagles, man. I gotta go Big Lebowski here. I gotta go Big Lebowski.
You guys definitely hate the Eagles. You guys voted for Little Miss Sunshine over so much.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
So Big Lebowski, much like Stand By Me, when I was writing your match, I realized I definitely need to go back and rewatch. Nice Guys, which y'all just showed me for the first time in the past year here, was fantastic. So Strongly Vaginal, Gay Towel. I don't know what we're doing. I'm going to lean towards Lebowski and it for the fact that it deserves its place on the pantheon of great stoner movies.
There you go. JPO, you around? Eric.
Yeah, I really like The Nice Guys, but I love The Big Lebowski. I mean, both movies are great, but come on, The Big Lebowski. I always wanted to be one of the members of the Dudism. If I had to join a religion, that would be the one. It would be really fun. Both movies are extremely the type of movie I really like. As most people do, both movies are great. But The Big Lebowski is already on the pantheon, as Tato said, and The Nice Guys is going to get there because more people need to see it. But The Big Lebowski has the edge over The Nice Guys most days, I would say.
I'll give some love to The Nice Guys.
There you go.
Eric wouldn't be a Jedi. You heard it here.
Yeah, I
He
wouldn't.
wants Dudeism over being a Jedi. All right, dude.
There you go.
I wouldn't be a Jedi.
Wild.
And obviously, Big Lebowski is my number 2 now, but it was my number 1 for the longest. But Nice Guys is just skyrocketing up. It's 27. So, I mean, yeah, for comedy, not many comedies in my top. So the fact that like, I would rewatch it anytime. I just watched a reaction to it today, and I laughed my ass off during a reaction, laughing my ass off multiple times. That's crazy.
There's definitely a comedy upcoming that I'm curious to.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup, I'll say the least. All right,
wait for Ponyo to make this list, bro.
Next up, we have Jay starting off. I still don't think he's seen one of these, and I don't know if he's seen the other, to be honest. We have The Usual Suspects versus Knives Out.
God damn it. Why are you going to call me out like that? I've actually seen both these movies. At least you didn't say fucking Glass Onion, because I haven't seen that.
Watch one.
Yeah. I would be down because I still haven't seen Glass Onion.
And you still want Netflix.
I'm not buying Netflix. Netflix can go fuck themselves. I will pirate that shit.
I do not condone those actions. Just
I do.
Getting it out there.
I do. 100%. If there are companies out there that say that buying media is not owning
Usual Suspects with Knives Out, Jay. God damn it. Don't ever
piracy is not theft. Fuck you. Knives Out. Knives Out. Whether or not you sit here and you say, "Oh, I like the fucking Daniel Craig Foghorn Leghorn," or not, the entirety of the movie is fucking great. Outside of that, there's no real wasted character in the movie. Whereas, like, I'm not saying there is one in The Usual Suspects. I'm just saying I'm more entertained by Knives Out than I am The Usual Suspects.
Fair enough. Tato, how are you going to judge this?
Have not seen Knives Out. Usual Suspects is one of those backgroundy, know the story kind of ones. Have seen it in the background and shit. But I've already given a Kevin Spacey an edge, and I don't want to do that twice. So Knives Out.
Yeah, he's not a 12-year-old boy. He doesn't want to give Kevin Spacey the edge.
Facts. I love the balls on
Edge
that.
Runner.
Don't worry, there's another Kevin Spacey coming up. JPO, if you can hear us. Suspect.
Yeah, I
Knives Out.
love Ryan Johnson. I love Knives Out. Can't wait for the third one. That's the one I'm going to go back to. Knives Out.
Is it Knives In?
Dead Men.
Wake up, Dead
Wake
Man.
Wake up, dead
Look
man.
up.
Yeah.
Wake up,
Eric.
dead man, tell no tales.
Yeah, you can do a Jeopardy category of 1999 movies I haven't seen. I haven't seen The Usual Suspect for some reason, but I really, really enjoy Knives Out. Even though most people can guess the killer right away, like the way they told the story is fantastic. And Marta Cabrera is one of my favorite lead characters recently, alongside, of course, Benoit Blanc. But it's a fantastic cast. I love everybody in it, except for maybe the incel kid, but he doesn't do much, so it doesn't matter.
That's Jaden
He's
Martin.
Knives
got
Out
one of
is
the
great.
best lines, though.
Yeah,
He's got one of the
that's
best
right.
lines. That anchor baby line is fucking fire. You're just
No,
holy
no,
shit.
I don't hate the. I hate the character, not the he does great. Jaden Martell does great.
Nazi boy masturbating in the bathroom. Brian.
This one's Usual Suspects for me. I enjoyed Knives Out, but Usual Suspects is an all-timer for me. I still remember seeing that first time in the theaters, like before like the hype, and I was just like telling all my friends, "You got to check out this movie." So
Yeah,
Brian
usual,
liked it before it was cool.
facts.
I did.
Fuck
I
yeah.
did.
Usual Suspects, my 24, Knives Out, my 25. So ironically, two that were back to back in this matchup. All right, we're gonna start with Tato on this one. And Tato, you ready to get kicked in the nuts?
Clerks.
No, unfortunately, I couldn't sneak that into the top 32. It's 40.
Oh shit.
It's just
Oh,
outside.
damn.
Trust me, it was. Dude, when you're ranking your top favorites, it's so hard to like bunch them up. But with that said, Tato, Kill Bill versus Django Unchained.
Django is pretty fantastic, but Kill Bill collectively is my third Tarantino. I am a little old school when it comes to QT. Dogs and Pulp flip for me. And Kill Bill is my 3 of QT, so Kill Bill.
Fair enough. JPO.
Yeah,
Django's
much love to
probably my
both here.
four,
Both Tarantino bangers, but there's such a style and just something unique about Kill Bill that I'm just really attracted to. So Kill Bill.
Yeah,
Eric.
I'm really attracted to Lucy Liu as well, bro.
No, I need to get to that Tarantino rewatch in a while. I haven't seen Django in like 5 years, probably. Kill Bill I just saw yesterday, so I have it freshest. And probably last time I saw it, I really underrated how good Kill Bill Volume 2 especially is. Like
Everyone does.
you don't really you have to watch them together. It makes the most sense. Like you can watch one over the other. The second one especially has the more like the emotional stuff. And I really like how it ends, even if you can say it's anticlimactic, but it's actually perfectly done. But especially the final scene when she,
anticlimactic.
when she's finally done and crying in the bathroom, like that really hits. Probably top,
Fuck yeah.
if not number one lead character of Tarantino, definitely at least 2, probably 1 to be honest. Kill Bill all the way.
Yeah, spoiler, Uma Thurman is my number 1 performance in any Tarantino movie, in both Kill Bill movies. Brian.
I do need to give Kill Bill another shot because I've always kind of ranked it as one of my lower Tarantino movies. It just didn't grab me for whatever reason. Whereas Django is probably one of my top 3 or 4 of his. So I'm gonna go with Django in this.
And Jay.
All right, so I'm gonna preface this by saying, give me a second. I'm fucking with my eye holes. The
Criticize.
The animated portion when they're talking about Oren Ishii is by far one of my favorite segments in any fucking Quentin Tarantino movie ever.
Ever.
But like
Anything.
12 minutes of a movie does not a great movie make. Whereas Django Unchained
Ask up.
Django Unchained is great from start to finish, even with the really creepy Quentin Tarantino doing the bad fucking Australian accent, being the fucking
talking to you, Black.
yeah, like, you could have worked with a dialect coach. You're a famous fucking you're a famous motherfucker. People know you. But Django Unchained, I think, is a better overall story and more enjoyable, in my opinion, than Kill Bill is. If this was Kill Bill 1 and 2, it would be unfair because you're putting two movies up against one, but
There's only one movie. What are you talking about?
shut the fuck up. You know there isn't. But I'm going to go Django on this one. I just get more enjoyment out of watching Django Unchained than I do the 12 minutes of Oren Ishii in Kill Bill Volume 1, and she's not into, so.
That's fair enough. And then, yeah, Kill Bill is my 9 and Django is 13, so fucking brutal. By the way, if you guys haven't been updated, Pulp Fiction is my 3rd Tarantino, which is new in terms of like recent, but also like hot take. All right, this one was a matchup I really couldn't find a good. I mean, it's a great matchup, but they're just different that it's hard to like really compare. So if you pick one, it's this is the most apples to oranges. Baby Driver versus Blind Spotting. JPO.
Oh.
Sorry. Wow, I actually just did a rewatch of Baby Driver, actually, I think in the last week or two. But I still am actually going to go with Blind Spotting. I think it's kind of a little more, even in a weird way, than it's like a right. I think kind of more unique and not enough movies like it. So Blind Spotting.
Fucking A. Eric.
Yeah, I would say Blind Spotting is really unique. It's mad underrated. More people should see it. I remember really. I haven't seen it in a while. Baby Driver.
Underrated, underseen.
Yeah.
So
maybe underseen. Yeah, probably that's true. Baby Driver. I haven't gone back once in a while, but since it came up, I saw it maybe too many times. And that's why I haven't seen it in a while. But I really like Baby Driver. Probably go there to represent Edgar Wright, even if I like some of his better than Baby Driver. But I really like Baby Driver.
There you go.
That's my babies.
I think Blind Spotting has some really good scenes, but overall, I didn't love the movie. I know it was kind of the point of the movie, but for me, I like the early part of the movie a lot more than at the end where it started getting more and more serious, kind of things like that. It just wasn't for me. Baby Driver, I really enjoy, and it's just got a killer cast, top to bottom, and even Kevin Spacey, who you can, whatever he's done in real life, whatever, but it doesn't.
Blinded by the balls, my kid.
But the movie and everybody else, casting, crew, everything, all the work they put into it should not be ignored just because one person did shit in their real life. So I go Baby Driver.
Yeah, I mean, people just pretend Kevin Spacey's not Baby Driver. People do love it. Jay.
Dog, you know me. I'm a fucking Edgar Wright stan till the day I will stop drawing breath. If Edgar Wright doesn't have a fan, I'm dead. Baby Driver and Scott Pilgrim just aren't it. Blind Spotting has made me mad fucking uncomfortable and given me fucking anxiety and made me want to continue watching it and rewatch it. Daveed Diggs just has fucking charisma, bro. He has charisma like a motherfucker.
Chorizo out his ass, bro.
No one's great. But yeah, no, fucking I'm gonna go Blind Spotting on this one. And it's because there are more moments in that movie that get me into an emotional state than there are in Baby Driver. Where Baby Driver is an enjoyable movie, I have a roller coaster of emotions when I watch Blind Spotting. And it's just one of those things where Blind Spotting hits and Baby Driver is a hit or miss.
Respect. All right, it's up to Tato. The first tiebreaker, really.
Oh, shit. Well, I guess I will do some gilding the lily, bearing the lead, something. Baby Driver is really, really fun and awesome. I had it's super fun. The lines are great. Stylistically, it's visually pleasing. All the acting performances, as previously mentioned, are fantastic. However, Blind Spotting is special. That one just instantly hit. It's really fantastic. Underseen, as everyone has mentioned. Reactors, I know you are watching this. Mary Cherry, Nikki and Steven, Canadians, TBR Schmidt. Watch and react to Blind Spotting.
I'm telling you, the minute that one person reacts to it, everyone's going to, because people are going to.
Awkward Ashley Burton. I know you all are hearing me.
There you go.
Do another one.
Blind Spotting moves on. All right, we're on to our last matchup. Two movies that haven't been brought up. They're music related. It's a kick in the nuts. They got to go against each other. we're starting off with Brian Jay. We'll start off with Jay.
Okay.
School of Rock versus Coco.
Why you got to do me like this?
It's my list. You guys are doing
No,
me.
I know. Why you got to do me like this? Okay. Here's my thing. I absolutely love both of these fucking movies. Both of these movies are great. Both of these movies have fucking songs in them that are fucking bops. Everything fucking slaps about them. I found School of Rock at the right time. I was just young enough to be like, hey, I'm like the Freddie Jones, or I'm like the Factoter. Yeah, Rip Freddie Jones. Coco, I watched when I was an adult, and it definitely hits you in the feels, and there are a lot of fucking emotions when it comes to that movie. But School of Rock is just, it's that movie, bro. Like, The Legend of the Rent was way past due, my guy. Like, I got a bad case of sticking to the man in Osis. I gotta go School of Rock on this one, and it's not just because I love Jack Black. Like, I love both of these movies, and this has honestly been my hardest one to choose between so far. But if I had to choose between them, I would choose School of Rock over Coco.
All right, I respect that. Tato.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo some sentiments that you shared and that Jay just shared. I get going, like, when you're up against it, you go with the one that's more emotional, but here, I don't think that one applies because of the things that Jay said. School of Rock hit at the right time, and, like, even though, like, I don't think anyone's gonna say that School of Rock is the more emotional, heart-tearing movie than Coco. I am gonna go School of Rock here as the better movie, or the movie I prefer more.
JPO.
You guys have touched me, and I hope I've touched you too. Let's go, School of Rock.
I've touched
I'm
all
recording
your
you.
Eric.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't alone in it. Obviously, I hate to be a stereotype, but I really like Coco. Can you?
God damn, Eric.
Does your Chihuahua like Coco?
No, I don't think she. No. But hold on, let me finish. Like, I think it would be unfair to compare them even on the basis of music. Like, I think they are very different movies. Coco is not even. It's probably not in my top 10 Pixar movies, to be honest. But I really enjoy Coco, and School of Rock is definitely, if not the number one Jack Black movie, it's probably close to it. Like, it's a very different vibe. It's a vibes thing. I'll probably go watch School of Rock better. It makes me really happy to see it. It makes me want to go and play music even if I don't have any talent on that. Like, and Coco really makes me want to call my parents, and I like my parents, but I rather play some music here right now.
I'd rather play music than talk to my parents.
I like my parents, but I can text them.
Eric Ibarra 2024. I'd rather play music than talk to my parents.
Yeah.
Brian.
What's the tally so far?
Let's School of Rock already won.
4-0. 4-0.
Oh, seriously?
4-0.
I've never been hugely impressed by either one of these movies. If I had to pick one, though, I'd probably pick Coco.
Fair enough. I like that.
Yeah, you'll have to see being picked because of that by default.
All right, we are moving on to the second round. Obviously, we've already talked about the movie, so if you have to kind of have a little dialogue about why it's tough, then that's fair. But if not, we've discussed it, so I don't want to rush you guys because then that just gets weird in terms of the people, whatever. It's natural, but yeah, go with your picks. So now in terms of vibes, it's going to be different, random. We'll see how it goes. We'll just start back at the top, Eric. Stand By Me versus Inception.
I already told you, Inception. Even if I do like it better than Interstellar, Stand By Me has the emotional involvement up the top. Yeah, Inception doesn't really do it for me in that way.
There you go, Brian. Michaels.
I think he's frozen. Either that or he's playing the world's greatest living statue. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that on me?
Yeah, Stand By Me versus Inception. Now it's going to be harder because they're not like the same.
Well, that's just it. These are two very different movies, and
Like,
so
how
I
would you-
like them both in very different ways. I'm gonna go Stand By Me.
There you
I
go.
like Inception, but again, I mean, like the Nolan stuff, it is kind of bloated. Again, I think he could have really tightened up that movie, but I enjoy it. But yeah, Stand By Me has got to take it for me.
Respect. Jay.
You kids ever seen a dead body?
African Booty Scratcher. Wait, that's Boys and Men. Boys in the Hood. Tato.
The Body by Stephen King.
And JPO for respect.
Let's go Inception here.
That's fucking rude.
Wild, by the way.
We're
I
gonna
have a lot of fun.
We're gonna do ASAP rule, so we'll go backwards. JPO, Few Good Men or The Town?
Ooh. I'll stick with The Town.
Okay. Tato,
Few Good Man.
Jay,
Fucking hate this. I gotta go A Few Good Men.
Ryan,
Few Good Men.
and Eric.
Few Good Men.
Few Good Men moves on.
It's a fire matchup, though. It is a fire fucking matchup, though.
These a lot of these are gonna be fire. Appreciate it. Eric, this one's gonna be tough. Scream versus Seven.
Man, it is kind of tough, but I gotta go Scream.
Somebody
really like that.
scream! Brian.
Scream.
Get your
Damn
fucking-
it. That honestly might be the toughest one for me so far tonight.
Oh, wow.
I gotta go 7 though.
Jay,
What's in the box, baby?
Tato,
Scream.
and JPO.
All right, cool. So Scream's moving on.
Scream.
Yeah, we already knew that one.
It was closer than it looks, I would say.
Ooh, this one's gonna be interesting. Starting with JPO. Shawshank versus The Departed.
I hear you. I'm thinking,
I know.
No, he fell asleep. His vote doesn't count now.
Shawshank.
Tato,
Shawshank.
Jay,
Cranberry juice, bitch.
Brian,
Departed.
and Eric.
Cihuatanejo.
God damn it. Okay.
All right.
Not even a real place, bro. Bullshit.
It is.
How did they shoot the music video?
All right, this one's gonna be interesting. Eric, The Big Lebowski versus Knives Out.
Nice. It is interesting. Probably Big Lebowski has the years going for it.
Brian,
Lebowski.
Jay,
Knives Out. I like it more, like not more, but I out of these two, it's the one I would rewatch more now.
interesting. Okay. Tato,
This one could go either way, not having seen Knives Out, but I'm an Edge Lebowski.
and JPO.
I like Knives Out.
JPO just keeps going down my fucking list of favorite people. He's always just hating on me and Big Lebowski.
I filleted it in the first round. Leave me alone.
We're starting with JPO. Kill Bill versus Pulp Fiction. Coincidentally, back-to-back double Tarantino matchups.
Pulp Fiction.
Tato.
Yeah, I said Kill Bill's my 3, but Pulp is my 1 or my 2, so Pulp.
Jay.
I'm really surprised Bastards wasn't in round 1. Pulp Fiction over Kill Bill.
Bastards is my least favorite Tarantino movie.
That's so wild, dude. It's the best one.
Which one did you pick? Bastard? I mean, Pulp or Kill Bill?
Pulp. I picked Pulp. Yeah.
Brian, Pulp. All right. And Eric, which
Does
one
he
would you
look
pick?
like a bitch?
Yeah, Pulp. But I also say, I like Pulp Fiction better, but I also say Inglourious Basterds is the number 1 Tarantino movie.
Yeah, dude, all the Shoshana stuff just doesn't get me.
Yeah, I think
It's great.
Bastard.
Yeah, we get it. There's a certain type of people you don't like, Henry.
Eric,
I mean, like,
Little Miss Sunshine versus Rocky.
Probably go Little Miss Sunshine. Sorry, Rocky. But I really like Rocky.
Brian,
Rocky.
Jay,
Really, do you think Little Miss Sunshine is my favorite Paul Dano performance? But Rocky, dude.
Tato,
Rocky, though I did pause to consider.
and JPO. I mean, that makes me happy.
Rocky.
You got no. I heard you. I'm just thinking.
I think he said Rocky.
Wait,
Rocky.
JPO, what'd you say?
We're friends. Rocky.
JPO, we're sticking with you. Blind Spotting or School of Rocky? Rock.
Fuck off.
It's got the Rocky.
School of Rock.
God damn it.
Okay.
God damn it.
Tato.
Ooh. I mean, this is a real new school, old school battle for me.
Legit tough.
This is bananas.
I know
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Blind spotting.
Interesting. Okay. Jay.
All I have is fun in School of Rock. Don't get me wrong. I have, like I said, a roller coaster of emotions with Blind Spotting. Blind Spotting gets the edge on this one. Baby, so much.
Brian.
I don't have a dog in this fight.
Get
Blind
a wild
spot.
card. Hey.
Blind Spotting?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And Eric.
I barely even remember School of Rock. It's been so long.
Yeah, School of Rock doesn't matter. But I if we had said the other way, I would have done Blind Spotting just to see what happened.
Chaos. All right. We are down to 2, 4, 6, 8. The final 8. Starting with Eric. Sorry, I'm updating the bracket. All right, starting with Eric. Our first matchup: Stand by Me versus A Few Good Men.
Stand by Me.
Okay. Brian.
I'll actually go A Few Good Men here.
2 movies in my top 10, so great picks. Jay.
Who's going to stop me? You, Lieutenant Weinberg?
Tato.
Until I get to that Stand By Me rewatch, A Few Good Men.
Respect. And JPO.
What we are. A Few Good Men.
Sticking with JPO. I
Good
know,
Men and JPO.
yeah, I know what you're going to pick, but
Henry's here.
what are your thoughts, JPO? Scream and Shawshank. Is it hard?
Oh, it is.
That's why he's off screen.
Hey, yo.
There's her laughing.
No giggles over there.
She's like, you can't tell.
Shawshank.
Wow. Is that the first time you've ever voted against Scream?
Maybe.
Tato.
Shawshank.
Jay.
Welcome to the janitor's primetime, bitch.
Scream.
And Eric.
Scream.
Ironically, it still ended up getting there.
Final four.
I blame JPO.
Yeah, you should.
Change your
Eric,
vote, JPO.
Eric, The Big Lebowski or Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp.
Brian.
Pulp.
Jay.
You fucking fascist.
Tato.
Pulp.
And JPO.
What are we doing?
Pulp Fiction versus
Big Lebowski.
Lebowski.
Pulp Fiction.
It shouldn't be a TV, brother.
Okay, cool. So we know which one's winning.
yeah,
By the way.
sticking with JPO. Little Miss Sunshine or Blind Spotting?
Boo. Blind Spotting.
What was that noise again?
Boo.
It's JPO Vinegar's show.
Just say
Didn't
finish.
Rocky win that side of the bracket? Didn't Rocky beat Little Miss Sunshine?
Did I write the wrong one? Oh, it was Rocky.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a,
It was Rocky.
yeah.
My BZ, young Jeezy's.
Oh, he's trying
Alright,
to sneak
so
it
JPO.
through it. Yeah.
JPO. Rocky versus Little Miss versus Blind Spotting.
Rocky.
Okay. I love how it switched. Tato.
Rocky.
Jay,
Both these movies make me feel things, man. But
you don't.
roller coasters over needing to go to the zoo. Blind Spotting.
Brian,
Rocky.
all right, and Eric.
Yeah, Rocky.
All right, we are in the final four. Starting with Eric. Scream versus A Few Good Men.
Scream.
Brian.
Oh, did Scream win? For some reason, I thought Scream lost.
No, Scream. But like this much.
Scream.
Because you didn't get Jay's janitor closet joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay.
Janitor closet joke.
Tato.
Feel good, man.
And JPO.
Back to Scream.
Exactly.
I think I heard janitor closet, and I just thought of like a broomstick, and I thought of Shawshank.
Yeah.
JPO. Pulp Fiction versus Rocky.
Uh,
Both of them have
Rocky.
boxing. Both of them have boxing.
Tato.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tank for a couple seconds here. Rocky.
Jay.
Both of these have boxing fights in them. Only one of them fights a dude named Spider Rico, though.
Brian.
Pulp.
And Eric.
Pulp.
Well, what a coincidence. We have two franchise films, two initial franchise films. Eric, the number one film from my top 32, Scream versus Rocky.
Scream.
Brian.
Scream.
Take
Jay.
this entire bracket to the zoo, my guy.
Tato.
Rocky.
JPO. Rocky or Scream?
Scream.
You fucking bitch.
And your winner, my number one movie of all time, based on you guys, Scream.
Good enthusiasm in his voice.
So
Why
happy.
the fuck did Scream make it past Shawshank is the problem.
Well, it's my number 12. Shawshank's my 7. So yeah, it's definitely understandable. So with that said, this was a bracket. We just
Minus intros, it was 1 hour long.
That's what I'm saying. So quickly, this is more just for me, for quality insurance purposes or whatever they say. Eric, what are your thoughts on just how we approached this 32 bracket?
Well, I like how it's only 32 movies. I love that. For a fact. I think it went quick. I think it was fun. To be honest, if it were Pulp Fiction and Scream, I probably would have voted Pulp Fiction, mostly because I've seen it most. No, actually, I have seen Scream the most recently, but Pulp Fiction I used to watch a lot more, so it would have been fun. But at the end, Scream Rocky is
which one has a better Spanish dub, Pulp Fiction or Scream?
I haven't seen either on Spanish. I wouldn't know. I don't watch like American movies in dub, except for maybe animation, because they are well dubbed. They got some pretty good dubs for animated movies. Yeah, also that.
Brian, as someone who does not like the concept of long form stuff, but does like the concept of bracket, how did we approach this?
No, I thought this was good. I thought that everybody gave just the right amount of kind of discussion to kind of explain the thinking without it getting repetitive and everybody saying the same thing and talking too much about the movie. Just move on with the bracket and keep it short and fun.
There you go. Jay, what are your overall thoughts on how tonight went?
There are some wild picks. I don't think Scream should have gotten as far as it got. It definitely shouldn't have won. That's just my opinion. Obviously, it didn't match with the panels. But yeah, no, this was a lot of fun.
There you go. Tato.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised to see Scream win all the way, and that's just how panels go sometimes. I think Yeah, obviously a different panel could have gone a different way at any given point. And that's the beauty of these things.
Absolutely. And JPO, this is not a like I'm asking this question just in comparison because you've done the most. Not in a way to knock a Movie Hero Network in their brackets, but just in comparison, that is what are your thoughts on just the 32 versus 64, as well as just how we approach tonight and just our conversation and the pace.
No, this was a lot of fun. And no, I do think there is a definite logic to, make it a little shorter, a little breezier. 32, I think it's a good amount. 5 people or 6 people here. No, 5 technically voting, so that's a good amount too.
There you go. All right, so with that said, this was my 32 favorite movies. So if you guys watched on the repeats, we didn't have any live viewers. I'll show this around and see what your guys' thoughts. I just want to do some brackets. Like I said, I think I said off air, but I love debates, I love drafts, and I love brackets. So if I can figure out a way to do all these consistently and not get old and repetitive and boring, I would love to do this. My name is Henry Confidential. Shout out to all you guys. These are my top 32 movies. Stand By Me would be my number one if it was up to me, but it wasn't. So Scream is. Later, Gators.